Okie dokie, round two of the local tournament, and I'm up against probably the best player in Oregon. Um, I've played him a lot in the past. He is exceptional, WTC player, and I love his games. Um, from the get go, as soon as we squared off against each other, we started talking about what lists we wanted to play into each other and what lists we wanted our person to play, and we kind of worked out an agreement of he's trying to prepare himself into retribution. We don't think I didn't think. He asked me the question of what would be the most likely to see in a tournament. I when Forges originally came out, Ron Helios was a thing. After that, it just fell off the face of the earth, and I haven't seen it since. I think Ron Forges Helios is an amazing list, a fantastic list, but it is not a common list. Not a common list at all, and a lot of popular opinion is that it's bad. So I told him I didn't think anyone would see. I don't think you're going to see Ron Forges at a tournament, and we talked about it, and that would be really good into Axis. Lucant, he'd feel a lot better about it because of his feat deceleration and the recursion. And also his two Frustrum locus, his new models, can give out mage static to up to 3 units each, and Lucant himself. So everything can have -5 range to spells, which is a huge tech tool against Ron. Also, Lucant is knockdown immune, which is also a great tech tool. And he's also very armor heavy. Probably only Helios and melee would be able to kill him in that list. So he also has Field Marshal Shield Guard. So there's a whole bunch of tech options he has against Ron Helios. So we decided on me for Vyros 2 Forges. He asked me what I'd like to see, and I said, well, I've played your Axis Tep list couple of times now, and I haven't seen this Lucant medium-based spam list, which is double Reciprocators and double Eradicators, I believe. The ones with the 2 shields and sidestep, and the ones with the spears and shield wall. And it's a recursion-based list. It's a pretty dang good list. Like, my goodness. So while that whole conversation is going on, we set up on what we're going to be playing. I get to choose sides, and I end up choosing this side that has a wall because he doesn't have a whole lot of Pathfinder, so it makes him awkward for him to go through that rubble that's back there. But while all this is happening, I'm thinking about how I want to play the game out, and I think my keys to this game are going to be very weird. He's going first. That's a big problem for me. It changes the way the matchup is going. I think my keys to this is I cannot let him have an alpha and a feat. Because he's going first, even though I out-threat him. I mean, he has the fleet beacon shooter, you guys, but I'll just shield guard to something that he can't reach anyways, so screw him. But even though I out-threat him, because he goes first, typically I have to walk into his threat ranges. So to get around that, I have to be very cagey. I have to skew sides of the board. I have to do some weird things. I have to have plans for contesting side places. And I come up with this rough plan of basically going down the middle, seeing if I can get him to commit and not get an alpha, and then try and skew to one side and have Disco and Gorgon sprays make it so his units can't have very much effect on his feet with deceleration. That shouldn't do any damage, and hopefully there will be no vengeance triggers since everything in this list has vengeance. And then Eiryss can go to the other side and camp the zone, and this isn't a very high scoring zone, which really favors me because his list has better scoring potential than my list does, especially with him going first. It could be devastating if I was playing pretty much any other scenario besides this one. Mirage I'd be okay on just because he doesn't have... I could focus down his solos and take away a lot of his scoring power. But yeah, so that's more or less how this is going to play out. On the next slide, apologize again, this is going to be a long game. This is going to be a very long discussion. There's going to be a lot to talk about in here, so this is going to be a long video. Buckle up. I have nothing in his range. There's nothing. I give him nothing, and I took. You'll notice that Eiryss was right here. I decide I want her to be right here, so I can put her into the corner of this zone right here, in case I want to take my whole army and shift it like this. So that's the plan. That's why Eiryss went over there, and yeah, that's what's going on. He looks at this and he's like, okay, whatever. I can deal with this. And he really quickly takes one of each unit that's non-shield wall, throws them out in the middle of the map. And he's basically baiting me. Because what'll happen is, if I kill him, it'll trigger Vengeance. He will recur each of those dudes that are within 10. And they'll get placed within formation, and then they'll get Vengeance attacks too, and his whole army will have a much better threat. So my plan is I don't want to deal with any of this. I don't want to trigger Vengeance, and I don't want him to get the alpha on me that he wants. I still have to stick to my original plan. Also, I have to pop feet after he pops feet. If I pop feet before him and I shift around and move all over the place, it doesn't matter because everything will be so armored that it won't be the feet turn that I need it to be. I need to pop feet when he's going to kill a lot of my crap. So, my basic plan is slam this dude and get him knocked down and away, because that's a dude that's going to be knocked down. Have Disco walk up, spray this unit. Also, he did not know that Disco's spray stopped orders. So after we talked about that a little bit and we decided for best gameplay, he moved his dude that gives orders to back there. Because otherwise I would spray down that unit and then that whole unit wouldn't be able to get orders, and that'd be a really, really big blow. So he is completely aware of that now. So to sum this up, the guy that I slammed went all the way into that guy, and it's a POW 8 for strength, and he was armor 17. So odds were not good of him dying or taking any damage and triggering Vengeance. However, he went really far, and he ended up hitting one of the guys back here, which was not part of the plan. And that collateral damage should have done a little bit of damage to him, but I rolled really badly, thank goodness. And no one got Vengeance. 2 of them were knocked down. I sprayed these 2 so they can't give or receive the shield wall order. And then my Gorgon came up and sprayed both of these 2 so that they were -2 speed and couldn't do much. Now, because I did that -2 speed, this is one mistake. There's not very many mistakes I made in this game, but here's one of the mistakes. There is a spot that exists right here where I could have put Eiryss that could touch and contest that zone, where this Jack could not walk to her and get her, and this Jack could not walk to her and get her. Instead, I put her on the far edge of the zone, and this Jack could walk to her and get her. And that was a mistake, because if I could contest that zone with just Eiryss, that would be freaking fantastic. So, yeah. Also, I don't like his wall of people right here, so I take my whole army and I shift it this way, and I put my whole army behind this forest, and I plan to strike out from that forest. Because with all of these guys not being able to do anything, there's only like 2 or 3 people that can get actual charges to do anything. And my one slam Griffon is literally in front, he's gonna take the brunt of it. There's only so many landing spaces you can have to smack on Griffons. So it's really like not very many freaking attacks at all. And that's how this looks right here. And I leave models to contest. I did not pop feet, and it's his turn. He makes some remark that he hates me, and I'm feeling like, okay, I think I've played this pretty good up till now. It is oddly turn 3. No points have been scored. So he has the perfect reaction, and it's pretty much pop feet, get everything into my face to stick me right here, run a Jack over with positive charge to try and kill Eiryss. If he hits the 7 he needs to kill Eiryss, he gets a point. Because of the way I've been playing this game, it is going to turn 7. That is his primary win condition. It's unlikely on this scenario that he will beat me by 5 points, but it is likely that he will beat me on turn 7 or by clock, because his recursion mechanics are very, very good. So he does all that, and then he does not move Lucant. All his stuff comes into me and beats up on some stuff. These guys right here shield wall into this zone. Which ones can shield wall? 2 of them cannot shield wall. And the map pretty much looks like this. Griffon number, I think it was 5 right here. He got 665 and like 664 dice spiked, and he has like 2 boxes left or something. And we're like, whoa, okay. So his feet is up. Lucant's on a 2 camp. He does not have Watcher Beast up. And the plan is to get Imperitus to Lucant on a direct charge. If I get a direct charge to Lucant, it's like dice plus I'm 13 damage over killing him. He's a 14-21 under feet with 21 boxes and 2 camp. I will be a 11 mat 11 POW 22, so it'll be dice plus 1. And in order to do that, I need to remove a couple of models. Specifically, I need to remove him, and him. I remove those 3, and I can get to where I need to be. With Imperitus getting Pathfinder from the objective and going straight to Lucant over there. However, what ends up happening is I clear this whole line, and I can't get a spray like how I wanted to. I was hoping I had a backup Gorgon that I was planning on spraying Lucant with and doing a little bit of damage to him with, just to help out my odds of assassinating him with Imperitus. But I clear out that whole line, and it's this weird like stacking, unjamming process that ends up happening where Griffins come from everywhere. And then Imperitus goes, hits him on the charge, kills him, sidesteps into Lucant, and starts beating the crap out of Lucant. And dice are a little bit floppy. My first 2 damage rolls are, it's dice plus 1. He's going to shave for 5 on each of them. So anything over 6 I'm doing damage with. Don't really get anything. Like, yeah. And then I miss my 3rd attack. And then I get basically 1 attack on him. 1 solid attack on him at this point. At dice plus. I also debate hitting the objective, but it's also affected by the armor feat, and it's higher armor than Lucant is. So I hit him again, and more or less he's at about half health, and that was not good. Missing the attack was really bad. Not getting the spray on the attack was really bad. Rolling a little floppy was on the first 2 damage rolls was bad. But now Imperitus is in his face. I've kind of put units in the zone all over the place and put units within 3 of the zone. So I'm planning on denying all scoring this turn by feet moving into the zone with Arcanists and Griffins and Gorgons and all kinds of things like that. However, Lucant not dying was pretty bad, because if I had really wanted to on this turn, what I could have done, instead of go for that assassination run, is take Imperitus and put him into this ball over here. And I could have wiped out a whole unit. And if I wipe out a whole unit, it doesn't recur. I could have potentially killed all this, and maybe dug a little bit deeper and set him up so I actually have a better attrition play this next turn. Because also, if I send Imperitus over to here, Imperitus isn't going to die. When I put Imperitus right here, his whole army can collapse on him. So basically, I pass clock, and the turn looks like this. I dug out that middle area, but I didn't finish off any units. It wasn't my objective. I was playing too much on the assassination run. That is my second mistake of the game, because I should have just played for attrition. I mean, it was close to a 50-50 assassination run, and I just shouldn't have gone for it like I did. Aaron looks at this, and he's like, well, this is a pretty simple turn. Imperitus has got to die. So he puts out 2 things of... Oh, by the way, he did kill Eiryss and score this zone, so he got up 1 point, which was a really, really big deal that last turn. because being up 1 point is pretty important when we're both ticking. Also, it used a lot of my clock on jamming and figuring out that plan and making that happen with backup plans in place to deliver Imperitus, which was really, really unfortunate. I'd probably would have saved 10 minutes on clock if I had just gone with the really simple plan of clear this and send Imperitus to here. And that really would have mattered for later on in this, because with more time, I can, if I just start killing whole units, and I didn't know this at the time, if I just kill whole units, attrition swings my way, and I can do that even under his feet. Because they are only POW 12s or POW 14s or POW 16s with positive charge, I still have plenty of attrition opportunity. So pretty much everything over here goes and hits Imperitus. Everything over here comes and hits Imperitus. And with positive charge and the stall from Lucant's melee weapon, Imperitus goes down. And then he has this debate with all these guys. Do I kill this Griffon? Do I kill this Arcanist? Do I try and kill this Gorgon? If that were all to happen, and we talked about this. We paused the clock, and mind you, this is a tournament, but it's meh. Because he's thinking to himself right now, he can kill this Arcanist. He can try and potentially score these zones. And he's telling me all this, and he's asking me, what do I think? How will that go for me? Because he's debating it, because he's worried about getting assassinated by Disco and Vyros too. And I tell him, I most definitely will. All your pieces have, all of his pieces make a little hole around Imperitus right here. If he does all those things, I'll move Discordia out of the way, and I'll bring Vyros up. All I need is 3 things to die, maybe even just 2 things to die, and Vyros will slide right in to where Imperitus was, and he will finish Lucant at straight dice, only missing on double ones. Literally, the only way Imperitus or Vyros 2 miss Lucant is on double ones, and bleh. But Imperitus or Vyros 2 will have a lot more attacks than Imperitus had. And also Lucant is already weakened and not in good condition and not under feet. So when I tell him that, and I also tell him that I can simply just bring models back, like this Gorgon can shift over into the zone, this Griffon can shift into the zone, this Arcanist can shift up into the zone, and I can contest like that, he thinks, okay, I'm just going to beat the crap out of his stuff and I'm not going to kill it. And so that's more or less what he does. He starts doing a bunch of damage rolls to things, and he doesn't kill things. And besides Imperitus, I don't get any, and here we are. Besides Imperitus, I don't really get any feed movements. He also does some slams. That's how this Griffon right here gets knocked down. With Imperitus death, Discordia comes up. And so yeah. So now I'm starting, he went down to 11 minutes on clock, and I think it's like turn 4 or 5 at this point. Its score's still only 1-0. I don't have an assassination run on the table. These 2 bases are too deep in. I can't get Discordia to either of them. So my new plan, and I come up with this pretty quickly while I'm scrambling, is to kill all of, to completely kill 2 whole units. So all of the yellow double shield guys I want to kill, and all of the yellow spear guys I want to kill. I want to kill all that, touch none of the other units, contest the zones, kill his objective. And if I do all that and I score 2 points and go up 2 points, it puts me in a decent position for attrition for this game and scenario. And I start moving really quickly. I get that done. Unfortunately, it takes me down to 8 minutes of clock, but that happens. That play. Oh wait, this is not the right picture. What the heck? I killed that objective. We forgot to move the objective, but I most definitely did kill that objective. Yep. So yeah, killed the objective and scored that zone. What the heck? Did I skip a turn or something? This is the same picture. Oh, I think he started to move already. Yeah. So he started... Yeah, he started to move. He started doing vengeance attacks. It's his turn now. He comes up and he kills this Griffon. He kills this Arcanist. Kills this Arcanist. Makes a shield wall right here with those guys and gets his unit to right about there. So he's locking me out of the zones. Lucant doesn't do anything besides run to over there, to that zone. And all of his other stuff just starts flooding into my zone to contest. And his plan is now he can start scoring both of these zones and play down to turn 7 and come out ahead on me on scenario, because I cannot split my army and go both ways very easily at all. Also, he has a clock advantage on me. So that brings him down to 5 minutes, and I'm on 8. And here we are. He scored 2 points there, bringing the score up to 2 to 1. Or sorry, bringing the score up. He has 3 and I have 2. And that objective, it should not be there. I don't know what the heck happened to that. So my turn. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I never killed that objective. I haven't killed that objective yet. I also haven't scored any points. The score is 3-0. That turn where I said I wanted to score 2 points and eliminate 2 units, I just eliminated 2 units. I didn't score 2 points. So now it's my turn. Now I do the thing where my goal is to score 2 points, kill the objective, and get rid of everything out of the center zone and try and contest things, which more or less happens. And here we are. And now the score is 2-3, but I'm down to like 2 minutes, 3 minutes on clock. He's at 5 minutes, and it's like turn 6. So he recognizes his win condition is going pretty well. He kills this Griffon and shield walls up again. And then these guys start running into my zone and jamming me up. He scores this zone right here. And bringing the score to 5-2, which is bad for me. And this is where we are. So I'm running out of clock here, and basically I just start killing things and trying to unscore zones and score points, and I end up clocking myself because I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point. My plan is sort of to kill those 2 jacks and try and run Discordia over to here to this zone, because he won't be able to get rid of Discordia, and if he does get rid of Discordia, Griffon can go kill him. But the thing is he can just take Lucant and keep running him away from Discordia and abandon that zone all entirely, because I'm not scoring it, and he's already up enough on points to win by turn 7. I can't play cat and mouse with him forever. And I just don't have the resources anymore to dig out this reoccurring shield wall line that's blocking me out of the zone. So this was an absolute fantastic game. It fired me up. I feel like I got better out of it. I feel like I'm more in tune with Vyros 2 now. I recognize my win conditions a little bit better. I'm very proud. One of my big problems in the past, there's several problems in the past that I've had with Vyros 2 that I overcame in this game. One of the problems is that Discordia has gotten killed using a spray gun. I kept him safe this game. Got to use his spray gun. Got to use him a lot in melee. I did not leverage Imperitus the way I should have, though. Imperitus very much is the monster that everyone fears and should be feared and should be respected. He is an absolute monster. I should have kept him around and just try, because if I keep him alive, and if I had instead sent him over here and to that mess to clear that zone, this game would go way, way differently. Every turn he could be healing, and it takes, on the turn Imperitus died, it took like 10 models and Lucants to kill him. With positive charge. It was a huge investment of resources. That was all he did for pretty much a whole turn, was kill Imperitus. I really could have leveraged that a lot more. And this is all 2020 hindsight. I think I actually have a little bit of an attrition advantage, maybe a little tiny bit. And I'd like to talk with Aaron a little bit more to know if I do or not and see if he agrees. But if I had leveraged Imperitus better, I think things would have gone a lot better for me in the attrition world. Also, on that note, the way my feat worked out, where he could have killed several more models on my feat turn, that helped me a lot on attrition and made this game look better than it did. And that was just out of respect of Vyros 2 killing Lucant. So my feat helped there. I think he played my feat very well. I think he played it the correct way. He stuck true to his win condition of turn 7 scenario, not getting assassinated and not getting out attrition. Yeah, like he stayed true to his win condition, and I shouldn't have gone for the assassination win condition. I should have tried to play attrition and used a feat to create an assassination win condition. Because Lucant wants to... He's one of those casters that's a support caster. He wants to cast out positive charge in this type of a matchup to get work done, which means he's moving first. So as soon as he does that and he starts killing my models, I can use my feat to get either Vyros or Imperitus to start hunting down Lucant. Just because of that order of activations issue that he has. And I didn't do that using my feat. The plan is to pop feat after he pops feat. That was a freaking awesome plan. It worked well. It was the right way to do things. Everything in this game was one turn delayed because of all of our little shuffling all over the board and, oh, I'm going to go over here, boy, I'm going to go over here type of thing that we did because I absolutely refused to give him alpha and a feat. And I burned time and I burned turns doing that, and that probably wouldn't have helped me either. But I just didn't think if he got an alpha on me and a feat, I didn't think it was going to go well for me in attrition. I felt like I was going to be too far jammed back. I didn't think I was going to be able to get into scenario. I wasn't going to be able to break through his lines to assassinate him. It felt like if that happened, all my win conditions would become extremely difficult. And it's so hard now to look back and figure out which one of them should be true. And what I absolutely love this game. I love this game because I'm not even that upset about my mistakes. I feel like I played very well. He played exceptionally well, and I really like my two little mistakes that I made they're easy to make mistakes. So much happened right for me in this game. But just a great game. I really do feel like it's just one of those games that's kind of like a little building block, leveling me up just a little bit more. And yeah, I hope I get to play some other guy in Lucant, the Clockwork Legions. Learned a lot from this game. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. And sorry again for how long this is, but how the heck am I supposed to talk about this game quickly? So much happened. Going to turn 7 and clocking out. I don't know how I can make this faster.